Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who remembers that song? Does anybody? Let me go ahead and just check out a few things. Good morning, Kathleen. Good to know chat works. Thank you so much for checking in. My name is Kelly and welcome to Horizon. Let's see if I can speak. Horizon Crochet. Right, so the volume's working and we're good to go. So I'm excited. So last night I have been, let me start over. For those who are just watching this recording or this live for the first time, good morning, Sarah. I've been working on a blanket for the past week and a half, one that I wanted to keep for myself and one that I have been working on over the last couple of lives, and I finished it last night. I remember I mentioned yesterday that I had run out of one of the color yarn, the Woolies succulent color. It's a sage-ish green, I should say. And it came yesterday. It was delivered, thank goodness, because I was like, I've already told everybody I was going to have this done yesterday. And then I didn't even end up using it. So now I have an extra. But I love this color, so I will use it again, without a doubt. But I was using the Woolies succulent green, and I was using the Woolies charcoal, and the Woolies fisherman. It's like a creamy color. This is a size 6, super bulky. And they suggest, what size hook did they suggest? Because I always use my own. They suggested a size 9mm crochet hook. I used an 8mm because I like my stitches tighter rather than looser. And so Kathleen and I had been talking over the last couple of days what I was going to finish on, what color. And it started with the cream, and I'll show it to you in a second. The off-white color, it's a really pretty color. It reminds me of Newfoundland sweaters, cable knit sweaters that they wore in the 80s and 90s. And I wasn't sure what color, if I wanted to end on that color or a different color. And I was going back and forth and decided to end on the fisherman cream color, the one that I started with. So I've made lots of these. This is no secret to the community, but I justified making another one of these because I've never kept one for myself, one, and two, because I needed something that was relatively easy for me to make this week as I'm trying to figure out everything else and how to bring this all to you. Anyway, so here it is. So you can tell, I'm going to hold it up. It's getting heavy. It is a heavy lap blanket. It's not like a king or queen or double or even a single twin. And it's not a throw, but it is a square. Because I like to think of sofa throws, is rectangular or circle, but this is definitely a big granny square. And this is it, ladies and gentlemen and furry animals. And I'm just excited to have it done. And I ended on the cream color. I thought about putting a border on, but I'm not going to because I don't normally, and I'm not on this type blanket. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to put pictures up of it on the website. And of course, if you know me, you know I hate hair in the blankets. So I'm going to sit down for half an hour and pick all my hair out of it. It's all me. I can't blame it on my fur animals because they don't shed. So anyway, yeah, it's done. And it's going to go on this chair right behind me as kind of a remembrance of this week, my kickoff weekish. And it was a bumpy road, but we're here and it's done. So it is so squishy and cuddly and heavy. If anybody knows somebody who likes weighted blankets, and they have one for their bed, but they wish they had a throw that was a heavy blanket. This isn't full of beans or little crystal bead things. I don't know what they're called, but this is heavy. This is a heavy duty lap blanket, and it'd be real easy to put a couple more rows on, make it a throw, and I just love it. I'll put in the link later on today, in the description, a link that will tell you how to make this. And there's a lot of different YouTube videos, and I just haven't had a chance to look at them all to see which one I wanted to suggest. So I will put that in the description. If you're a beginner and you want a beginner friendly blanket that turns out really pretty, I definitely suggest one big granny square. So yeah, I'm gonna put that right there for now. I'm super excited. It's done. And good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Kathleen. I wonder if we'll see Jen this morning too. But good to see you, ladies. Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate it. It looks so squishy, comfy. It is squishy, comfy. And that's why I think I like it so much. It's just squishy, comfy. And one other thing I wanted to update you on. If you saw some of my lives that I did not save, I mentioned that I bought this yarn holder. It's not a spinner, because the spinners are what people call that when they're taking a skein, turning it into a ball. But this is a holder. Wow, my camera like zoomed in on me there. That's interesting. How do I get it to undo that? That is weird. Let's go ahead and see if I can fix that. Up close and personal with Kelly. Let me see. There's even like commands you can do. Like, I don't know how to do them though. Oh, hey, look at that. Okay. You're learning with me. This is real life, people. We're figuring this out as it goes. So anyway, what I was saying was I bought this yarn holder, and these pieces shredded, or when you strip the wood or the screw, and it's stripped. So we got some good old Gorilla wood glue and glued it, and now it's like sturdy, so I can use that again. I'm super excited about that. So I'm not going to use it today because I don't need to, but I will be using that in the future. I know Kathleen's laughing at me. That's okay. I'm glad you're laughing with me, Kathleen, as I figure out all this stuff. All right. So what are you ladies working on today? Or are you just kind of still waking up before the chaos begins? What are you working on? I'd be curious. And Kathleen, did you see your project on the webpage? It's up there. Thank you again for being my guinea pig. That was weird what the camera did. That was bizarre. So yeah, what are you ladies working on? I'm curious. And I'll start talking about what I'm going to work on and my process. My process is a little different, I think, than most YouTube channels out there. So I'm going to be making worry worms. I can pull up a picture of one, and I will put in the description also a link to one. Let me pull up a picture of these worry worms. Has anybody heard of the worry worms? All right, let's see if I can share this. This is a YouTube video. Did see it. Great, I'm glad. Sarah's working on a face cloth. Very nice. Let's see how I share this with you all. It's gonna look rather, you're gonna see all my favorites. Okay, so this is a worry worm. This is the YouTube video that I've been following. She walks you through it for free here, Kim Craft. Also, Hooked by Robin, you can see right there, she has a video tutorial to tell you how to make them. I have never made one before, but I wanted to do something light and quick. So let me go ahead and take that back off the screen. There we go, and I'm back. So I'm really I'm excited to try these because I wanted something fun, and I know there was a movement apparently 5 years ago where people used to make these worry worms and just hang them up in the community with a little card in it saying something like, I may be lost, but now I'm found. Something, cheer up your day, blah, blah, blah. It's really cute. And so we're going to be making those. And I have never made one before. And normally I see people try their project before they get on in stream, but I am all gung-ho to make a fool of myself. So I want to go ahead and try and make them. You might not be able to see me as I try, but I wanted you to see, for those who are beginners that might watch this recording later, that the first time you do something, you're not going to get it. Maybe the second time, maybe the third time, maybe you're like me, the 10th time. But it's about actually getting it in the long run. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to try and make one. And while we're here, and then I'll work on them again this evening. And hopefully I'll be able to show you the difference between the first one I make and the one I make later on this evening after I played around with it. That sound good? I hope. Let me get a hook out because the yarn I'm going to be using is Loops and Thread Bulky Twist. It's a number 5 yarn. They suggest a 6.5 millimeter on here. It's the color is called, what is it? What is it? Where is it? It's on here somewhere. I'm sure it is. Multicolor Rose Multi. So it's just really pretty. It's kind of it's not so mute, but it's a little mute. You know me. I like my mute colors. And I got this because it's not as bulky as the super chunky bulky number 6, but it's not as thin and as wiry as, or flimsy as the number 4. So I picked this one. And I know they suggested a 6.5, but I think I'm going to go with a 7 to start. If I can find a 7. Oh, that's not a 7. Now here's the 6.5, so I know where that is if I want to use that. I need a better way to hold all these hooks so they're easily accessible. Here it goes. This is the one I want. I'm going to be using a Furls Metal Streamline hook. I know a lot of people are talking about the Odyssey hook making a return. And I do have some of those, but I actually still prefer the Streamline metal hooks. That's just my preference. So let's go ahead and see how much we struggle and how much we win. Sarah, do you use cotton or acrylic for face cloths? Will you put yours around? Will you put your worms around anywhere? My worry worms. I kind of have an idea for my worry worms. And I want to talk to Sarah about it. Putting you on the spot, Sarah. Can I talk about what we're doing today, Sarah? I'd like to wait for her to respond, see what she thinks. Sarah says, I'm using cotton. Burnett handicraft at the moment, but also using Lily's Sugar and Cream. Kathleen says, I love the sugar and cream for washcloths. Sarah's given me the okay. All right. Sarah said, absolutely. So Sarah and I are going to a few local libraries and see if we can start up a crochet group in the local community. This may not impact my online community very much, but it's something we're excited about. And we're going to ask them about the process of running a room at a public library to pull people together who crochet and talk, chit chat, share tips and tricks. And we'll plan out if we're going to be more organized and do cows, or are we going to just have a get together that's low pressure? Sarah and I will talk about that later. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I'm hoping to give away a little worry worms to the people who attend our crochet along, just as a little thank you for coming. And I've even got little bags to put them in. Right now there's stickers in here. Kathleen, I'm not going to show you these because you are totally not getting these stickers. Totally not getting these. Har har. And so I've got the little bags. I've got the little worms. Hopefully soon. And I will struggle with them in the beginning. I always do. And I think that's part of the process of being aware. But then I will get it. And I will understand it. It's just, I always tend to not pick up on things right away. And I think that's totally okay because it's about not giving up, not necessarily about being perfect right off the bat. You ladies agree? I think. Kathleen says, very nice. That sounds like so much fun. Wonderful idea. Yeah, yes. I had thought about it in the back of my mind, and I'm pretty busy. And then throwing on live streams on top of my busy schedule. But when Sarah said she was interested in doing it, having a helping hand with it, I was like, absolutely. Let's do it. Where is the end of this yarn? There it is. This is bulky twist, which is really interesting. I don't know how this camera is going to work, if it's going to show it or not really well. But let me try. So it is, Okay, camera, come back now. Okay. All right, that's kind of okay. It's like a twist. So it's not going to fray on me, which I was concerned about when picking yarn for this project, because it's a lot of spinning and they're rubbing up against itself, and I didn't want the yarn to fray. Kathleen, peek at the stickers. That is, yes. Yeah, Kathleen, are you, Sarah said she's working on a washcloth, face wash. Kathleen, are you working on your possum still? What am I doing? It's been so long since I've just done a normal slip knot. I'm so used to doing magic circles. There we go. Now I'm not used to yarn necessarily this small. It's not small at all for you all. But for this chunky yarn girl, it's small. So I'm not going to hold this. It feels so foreign. And I think that's important for people to see. So it says to chain 25 to 30. So I'm going to chain 25 to start for my practice one here. And I'm not counting. I should be counting. I'm so bad at counting. Have you guys ever seen that GIF or meme? It says, tell me you have a hard time counting without telling me you have a hard time counting. And it's a magic circle with like 100 stitch markers in it. It made me laugh so hard. I'm like, that is so me. So let me see. 1, 2, 10. Okay. So 15 more. Kathleen says she's still working on her possum. I have to crochet 65 individual beads. Wow. I can't wait to see it when you're done. Sarah, did you want to be the second person to post something to the Horizon Crochet website? If you're interested, let me know, and I'll get you the link and tell you how to do it. Kathleen did it on her phone, said it was pretty easy. But if you have any pictures of any projects you want to show off, let me know. It's a little bit different of a process than it is for some other crochet communities because I am in this by myself. I don't have eyes 24 hours a day watching the website, so there's a little bit of a, I have to go in and actually like approve it to be posted. If you're interested, let me know. I'd love to have it on there because right now I have a bunch of stock photos on there, and I would love to get some of my loopers. You guys are loopers. That's what I've decided. I was like, I want to call them something. They're my friends, they're internet buddies, and I decided the name loopers because we're always constantly making loops. What do you think? Should I change it to something like sunbeams? But that sounds great for Horizon, but all right, let me get you the links, Sarah. Oops, I spelled my own name wrong. And when you go to that link, Sarah, or anybody else who watches this recording later, I know there's at least 5 people that watch it later, and thank you for watching it later. Scroll down so you see the section that says projects from the hook, and there is a button below the images that says get featured. A little form will pop up, and you just fill out that form, and then I go in and prove it, and I can post it on the site and show everybody what you're working on. If you need me to explain that again, just let me know. I'm happy to. I think I've gone way over 25 chain here, but it looks good. And so I don't know how many chains. I'm not going to worry about it right now. This is my practice worm. My practice worm. That sounds interesting. I feel like I'm talking about tequila. So we go into the 3rd chain. So I don't have a camera set up yet that's close to my hands. I just figured out this camera, but it is coming. I'm going to go into the 3rd loop here. The 3rd chain from the top. Oop, already goofing up. And I wonder if I should use a 6.5. Let's try this first. So I'm going to do 4 single crochets in the 3rd chain from the hook. Oops, I'm so used to doing double crochets, I just yarned over. See? That's habit right there. So I've got 1 single crochet. Here's my 2nd single crochet. Oh, I keep trying to yarn over my third single crochet. Oh, still trying to yarn over, and my fourth single crochet. So it looks something like that to begin with, and then we go into the next stitch. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. See how bad this worm comes out in the beginning. Go into the next chain, and you're not skipping any, going right to the next one. One single crochet, I tightened it. I tightened the chains a little bit. Oh, this chunky girl. Okay, 2 single crochet, three single crochet, and 4. And according to the video, it's going to start to want to automatically twist right away. And it is a little bit. It is a little bit. I got it. I'll do it later today. I'm not fully weak yet. No problem. All right, now go into my next chain. I'm talking myself through this because this is the first time I've ever done this. So, and 1 single crochet. And it is twisting, but not quite as much as I saw the girl in the video. But that's okay. This is the first one. 2 single crochet. What? It is twisting. This is interesting. That's great. It's supposed to twist, but it is making it. Don't we normally always try and avoid the twist? So it's interesting to try and purposely make it twist. All right, 4 single crochets there. And go into the next chain. And pull it through. I'm not used to holding on to yarn this skinny, but that's all right. Gotta learn sometime. So let me ask you ladies a question. Would you rather weave in 100 ends or frog your whole project? Would you rather? I thought we'd do a few rounds of would you rather. And I'm curious. Everybody has different pain points. So would you rather tie in 100 ends, or would you rather frog half your project? I wonder if this yarn is still too thick, because it's trying to spin, you can see, but it's definitely not as tight as, the spin is definitely not as tight as the video and images. But I look forward to practicing them more and then showing you all tomorrow. Yeah, Sarah and I tried to fill out a form to find out information on renting a room at the local library, but their form's broken. I submitted it 3 times, and each time it would say, sorry, this form could not be go through. So we have to actually go down there and pester them. Hopefully, I don't think we're set on one location, but it would be nice to do it at one closer to us. Weave in 1,000 before I would choose a frog. Okay, we're going to extremes. I would rather weave in, Kathleen would rather weave in 1,000 ends than frog a project. I think that's fair. I would do the same. Oh my gosh, this looks so bad. But this is so good for me because I really struggle with 2 things. 1, thinner yarn, and 2, the start of a project. I don't know about you all. Whenever I start a project, it always feels like it's so messy and it's not a true representation if you trust the process. It's whenever I teach somebody how to crochet, it's always a challenge to get them to see past the first couple rows. So see, it's trying to curl. I think I'll have to, the next one I do, I'll have to use a 6.5 like the yarn suggests. And go into another chain. And getting into the flow of it now. So yeah, it's trying to curl, but I wonder if it's not going to work with this yarn. What about, would you rather crochet with a squeaky hook or crochet with splitty yarn? Squeaky hook or splitted yarn? Yeah, this hook's too big. I want to start over. I'm already wanting to start over. See, it takes 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It wants to curl, that's for sure. But I think I'm too loosey-goosey here, which is weird. I'm usually the opposite. My tension is always super tight. Squeaky hook, me too. I can't stand splitty ends. It infuriates me almost as much as hair in my project. I'm going to go into the next chain. Excuse me. The next chain, do 4 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's trying. It's trying to spin. And into the next chain. This is actually really good for me because it's making me use a smaller hook than I'm used to, smaller yarn than I'm used to, and it's the beginning of a project, so it's testing all my non-comfort zone steps. Yeah, I'm seeing how it wants to twist, that's for sure. So I get it. I've got the primary part of it down. I just need to clean it up, I think. Split yarn for me. Repetitive noises are irritating for me, especially when I'm the cause. Squeaky, Sarah, squeaky hook, I think. I would want the squeaky hook. Yeah, split ends just drive me a little nuts, especially when you're trying to tie in your ends. What about, would you rather lose your favorite hook or your yarn label? I feel like this is a no-brainer, but everybody's different. So would you rather lose your hook or lose your yarn label? Yarn label, Sarah says yarn label. Me too. I feel like and into the next chain. This is actually making me loop my hook around my yarn instead of my yarn around my hook, which is good as well. Three, need one more. So see, it's trying to spin. It sure is messy. Go into the next chain, 4 single crochet. This is going to be the saddest worm ever. Instead of a worry worm, it's going to be the sad worm. I forgot to check and see. One more. Yeah, it's definitely trying. It's definitely trying. Not bad for a first time, I guess. Not as... Yeah, that's at least it's going to spin, so that's okay. I just need to tighten it up from the beginning. I would much rather lose the yarn label. Yeah, me too. You have lots of yarn labels. You can always look it up online, what you need to know from the yarn label, which I'm going to actually look at really quick again. I need to get glasses. This is 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. And they suggested acrylic, but I was having a hard time finding number 5 bulky. Well, I'm happy it's trying to spin, so now let me go ahead and frog it all. And then I'm going to go back, switch my hook, because this is just practice. Oh, the pain. And I'm going to switch to a 6.5. Is that a 6.5? Man, I'm going blind. I love these little things. I don't remember where I got them from. Got them years ago. It's a little magnifying glass. And with some of the... Okay, that's a 6.0. Some of the furls are really tiny print. And I should break down and get glasses. But I'm being a rebel. Because I'm not used to wearing glasses. And I've gotten glasses. And I hate wearing them. Maybe I don't have a 6.5. All right, let's try the 6. Let's try the 6. So we're going to try this one, size 6, because I can't find the 6.5, and I'm not going to spend the time doing it, looking for it. What about, would you rather have perfect tension and ugly colors, or gorgeous colors and wonky tension? I'm not sure there's any ugly colors out there, really. I have favorites and have ones I don't care for too much, but are there really any ugly colors? Okay, maybe there's one color. Let's try this again. Yeah, that is a tough one. So would you rather have perfect tension and unfavorable colors? I don't like the word ugly. Unfavorable colors, or gorgeous colors and wonky tension? I think I'd go for quality. If it was me, Kathleen says perfect tension. I think that's what I would go with too. Go with quality. And I think having the perfect tension would help the colors actually be more pleasant. I think a good tension, good stitches, clean, is more important than the colors. I don't know. But it also depends on maybe what you're making and the priority of it. What about make blankets forever or only hats forever? What would you rather make? Blankets forever or hats forever? This hook is a little bit different because it's got a matte finish instead of a polish finish, and it's dragging a little bit on my hook. That cotton is getting caught on the matte finish a little bit. It's not as smooth, that's for sure. Darned if I do, darned if I don't. Sarah says blankets forever. I agree. That's me too. I have only made hats on the Eddy machine, Addi machine, ADDI. I want to crochet a hat one day, but I have not done that. I will probably give it a try in the fall. I think everybody's getting out of the cardigan and scarf phase because of the weather here. Kathleen says blankets for her as well. Yeah, I'm with you, ladies. I am all about the blankets. What about Would you rather crochet with black yarn in dim light or fuzzy white yarn in the bright sun? Hey Jen, how are you? I was wondering if we were going to see you today. So let's go ahead and get this going again. Did I just yarn over again? I am so used to doing double crochet out of habit. One thing about frogging your yarn is that it's just never quite as good as it was the first time. Sarah says, black yarn, it's never given me trouble. Nice. Jen says, fuzzy white. Kathleen says, fuzzy white. I think that's a tough one. I'm going to say dark because I have a neck light that I use that even if I'm using dark yarn, it brightens it up. So is that cheating? Maybe that's cheating. One. Yeah, I think by frogging this yarn, it's fraying now. It's splitting apart. But that's okay. Good morning, good morning. Do you have a cup of coffee or tea with you, Jen? And I hate to say it, ladies, but when I was thinking about when I wanted to schedule my lives for when I'm not on vacation, I'm going to have to do the 5 a.m. to 7-ish because I never know when my lunch break is going to be because of the nature of my day job. I don't know, and that's really hard to schedule. It's dependent. My lunch is dependent on other people. So I know maybe Kathleen will be up at that time of the morning, but Jen and Sarah, I do not expect you all to be up at that ridiculous time of day. But I might have some evening sessions on a Monday and Thursday. So even though I will be in the morning on the Mondays and Thursdays, I will have a session from I think 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I know that's a very competitive time of day for people. There's other lives going on. They might be at dinner time. But I think that's what I'm going to give a try and adjust it. So I will post it and make it official later on today on the YouTube wall. I already had my coffee. Jen says she already had her coffee. Kathleen, hi Kathleen. Does anyone have any requests for a cappella songs? I really want to hear you sing Barbara Ann by the Beach Boys. I would really like to hear that one, Jen. I am a big Beach Boy fan. Grew up listening to the Beach Boys. It was one of the first pop bands I was introduced to as a child. One, 2, 3, 4. Go into the next chain. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, this one's going so much better already. It looks so cute. It's curling better this time. See, you just gotta give it a couple of tries. I've seen the Beach Boys in concert twice. Great shows. Wow, Sarah. Do you mind telling me how long ago that was? Are they still doing tours? Kathleen says, I agree, the Beach Boys. Kathleen says, maybe I can find a free background track somewhere. I'd be happy to help you look as well, Jen, when I get home later on this afternoon. Now on the next chain, do 4 more single crochets. This hook is weird. It's definitely curling better. So the tighter the hook, the smaller the hook, the tighter the stitch, the better the curl. It was about 25 years ago. I feel old as dirt now. I saw the Righteous Brothers when I was 19 years old in Atlantic City. And that's when the movie Ghost had just come out, if you remember that movie, with Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze. Going into the next chain here. And Unchained Melodies was a big, came back, and like that was a hit back in the day. But then the movie made it a hit again many years later. I would say that's the closest concert I've seen that's close to the Beach Boys. Jen, what do you have planned today? Kathleen says, I'm right there with you, Sarah. And I'm older than Sarah. Shh. Wow, it's really curling this time. I'm excited to show you ladies what I make later on today. It's really curling now, which I usually hate. That's why this is so ironic to me. I usually hate when my yarn curls. I've lost my place here. Where is it? There it is. Go into the next chain. The face of concentration. I just realized I'm furrowing my brow. 2 more in this chain. Ba 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 baran, ba 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 baran. Jen says, I could do Henry VIII. I am by the Smothers Brothers. I don't know if I know that song. I probably do, just don't realize it. And I didn't start the next chain yet. Let me start it. Okay, one more question. Would you rather count stitches every row or just hope for the best every row? So would you rather count and be perfect in your row, or would you rather just wing it and eyeball it and realize it might not be perfect? Would you rather count every stitch every row or wing it Okay, so I'm getting better at it. It's starting to spin. The spin definition is probably be better if it was a solid color, but I didn't have it available to me. So we're getting there. I'm going to practice tonight and I will show you my progress tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I will be on really early tomorrow morning. East Coast time. It'll be 5 a.m. and we'll see how it goes. My goal will be 5 to 7-ish, maybe sooner than 7. Oh no, oh no, how did I do that? Got a knot in my yarn. Ah. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that was interesting. That was serious knot. Patrick Swayze drove Whoopi crazy with that song in Ghost. Garments I count for sure. Kathleen loves the Smother Brothers. Sarah says she'd rather count. I hate counting. But I will do it. I will do it. That's why I think I like the granny square blankets, because there's less counting, worrying about missing a stitch. Garments you count. Yeah, garments that's a different beast, I feel like. When it's something you're wearing, you want it to be as exact as possible. Wow, went through a lot there. So I will go ahead. I have a fun-filled day, so I'm going to head off here soon. But I will be on bright and early tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. And we're going to see what it's like, how it goes. I understand some of you might not be there, but I appreciate you being here today. And then we'll have some evening sessions too. I just have to figure out that schedule. I have to play around with it a little bit. I know in YouTube world you're supposed to be exact and stick to that schedule, but I have to see how it works out with life, right? So I will post that as soon as I get it figured out, but tomorrow for sure we'll be here at 5 a.m. It's about 6:37. If you're not able to be here, if you could watch the recording, that would be fantastic. I appreciate you ladies being here every morning. Thank you so much. Kathleen says in Oregon, so I may not be up at 5 a.m. It's 2 a.m. here. Wow. So what time is it now there, Kathleen? Is it 7? I think that's 7 your time. That's early. You are an early bird. All right, Kathleen, Sarah, Jen. Yep, I should be there tonight. I might not be there very long tonight, Jen, but I will be there. But because I'm going to be getting up so early in the morning, I won't be there long, but I will be there in the beginning for sure. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Jen. Sarah, I will see you soon. I'll talk to you ladies later. Bye.